about Texas or Amarillo skies. Don't talk about Houston or them Austin City nights. Don't talk about Galveston or sweet, sweet Abilene. Don't talk about Texas. Hey, mister, can I bum a ride? Anywhere you're gone is fine, as long as it's dances alone. No, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Is there something at home? Nobody knows. Nobody knows why she dances alone. No, nobody knows. Nobody knows what she's running from. You can ask her to dance if you want, but you smile and just say no. Nobody knows why she dances alone. Nobody knows why she dances alone. Said nobody knows.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Glory to God in the highest, and peace on America and on earth, and good hope for people of goodwill. With this proclamation of Pacem in Terris, my dear fellow citizens, let there be true peace amongst us. Let us reconcile the land and God, man and God. Let us be the seekers of the true peace and not the shallow one. O my Heavenly Father, I thank you for allowing me to stand here with fear and trembling, yet with courage, faith, and trust in your Son's sacred heart. I come in your name to pray for your candidate who will speak here today, and for these people who have gathered here, seeking your voice and your divine will. May your candidate seek your voice through the voice of your people, the citizens of this nation. May he, if it was your choice, O Lord, for him to be our next president for these people in America, be the leader for peace, for hope, for reconciliation. I call upon your Holy Spirit to send him upon him and all those who will work with him and the citizens of this nation. May your Son grant him strength, endow him with knowledge, fill him with humility, vest him with virtue to protect life from conception to death. And as your servant and priest, O Lord, today, I ask you, forgive mine, his, and all of our sins, and crown him and us all with him in wisdom and in kindness. I stand with my fellow citizens, O Lord, before you today to pray for Mr. Donald Trump and all those who are running for public offices. I pray for him to be the voice of your people, to allow God's voice to be his guide. May he stand for life. Make him aware, O Lord, that you are the Lord of peace and the giver of life, and that he must be your instrument of good hope and mercy. Yet he must bring justice and freedom to all. I ask you, Almighty God, to bless him with the power of Moses, to bestow upon him the zeal of Elijah, your prophet. I pray for his faith in Jesus, the Lord of divine mercy, and the judge of all nations, to be the source of his leadership and of his guidance. May his leadership bring reconciliation between all citizens of our nation, and may good hope through peace happen on this land and in all the nations, especially those who will come to honor your most holy name. You are the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, to whom be glory forever. Amen.
Pledge of Allegiance, Kayla Carey.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming out to support Mr. Donald Trump. So before I begin, as you all know, voting has begun. So if you haven't already turned in your ballot, please turn it in and make sure you spread the news to all your friends and family to vote. That would be amazing. So if you would please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our wonderful country. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Folks, we have a special treat. We are going to have the national anthem sung by Kelsey Reese, a young lady who was raised right here in Greeley, Colorado. Let's give her a welcome.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Folks, we have a lot of really great elected officials right here in Colorado. I am going to introduce my absolute favorite elected official in Colorado. Representative for House District 49, Perry Buck.
Oh, that was very nice. I love you. Woo! So I want to thank you so very much for coming out and giving Mr. Trump a warm Greeley, Colorado welcome. Yeah. And if you want to get all the latest information on when Mr. Trump or Governor Pence will be coming to Colorado, I just want you to take out your cell phone and text Trump to 88022. That's 88022 and text Trump. So ladies, I'm here to talk to you about trust. You know, before running for President of the United States, Donald Trump ran 700 businesses. He paid women exactly what he paid the male employees. 55% of his executives are female. That means 45 are men. Hillary pays her team, her female team, 16% less than she pays her men. Donald Trump hired Barbara Reyes, an Hispanic woman who was one of the first women to design from top to bottom a major skyscraper. So I want to ask you, ladies, women, can we trust someone who lies to the FBI regarding their emails? Women, So women, can we trust someone who sells the Secretary of State position and conducts business as pay to play? And women, can we trust someone who uses a charity to benefit herself? Can we trust someone who thinks that she's above the law? Well, I want to tell you, Hillary Clinton's campaign slogan is "I'm with her." But let me tell you something. I'm a woman and I am not with her. So women, don't be fooled by Hillary. She's no friend of ours. And I want you to know on Monday, if you accidentally voted that way, you can change your vote, because I think you're going to need to when you hear about all the more scandals that are coming out. So thank you so much.
Now you know what we talk about at the dinner table. Before I introduce our next speaker, we've got a young man named Ben Keel who's looking for more volunteers here in Weld County. I'm going to ask you for one favor. Take out your phones. I'll wait right now. Take out your phones. Take down this email. BKEEL@DonaldTrump.com. Folks, we've got a lot of Republicans that have not turned in their ballots yet. We need people to make calls. We need people to knock on doors. We need to make sure that Colorado is in the Trump column when this is all said and done. Send Ben an email that says, "I'm with Trump," and he will contact you and we can get this closed up. Our next speaker is Scott Brockler. Would you please give him a Northern Colorado welcome?
Lord have mercy. I need the bleachers for this one, just real quick before I start. Everybody in the bleachers, if you could scoot just a little bit to the left side of where you're at. Just scoot a little left. Everybody in the bleachers. And audience, you can turn around and watch them. Now, more importantly, everybody in the bleachers, turn around and scoot a little back to your right, maybe even a little further right than you just did. We didn't need a government program. Together with communication, we just cleaned the bleachers. All right. You'll forgive me, my teleprompter looks like this. And before we get going, remember, how many of you have not voted yet? All right, it's time. Don't wait. Turn in your ballot. Turn it in. Go down to the clerk and recorder's office and make it happen. We need your votes. Not just for tomorrow, the next day. Do it now. Do it today. Fill it out, okay? Let me back up here. I live here in Weld County. My kids go to school here in Weld County. I shop at your stores. I listen to your radio stations. I have breakfast burritos, coffee, spicy wings, burgers, steaks, and the best prime rib in the world at your restaurants. Here in Weld County. I work here in Weld County. The work I do helps employ 213,000 people in Colorado. And it provides almost $30 billion in revenue to the state. I work with men and women, the old and the young. Some people I work with have elaborate college degrees, and some people I work with didn't get to finish high school. GED. Some even speak more than 2 languages. Yo entiendo español un poquito. I work in the energy industry here in Weld County. Now I listen to Hillary Clinton say a lot of things. She says she wants to limit our rights to keep and bear arms. She says she wants to change the Supreme Court. That tearing up the very fabric of our traditional values. She says she wants to get rid of my brothers and sisters' jobs in coal. And she speaks out of both sides of her mouth about oil and gas. I became afraid for me, for my family. I became afraid for my brothers and sisters that work in the energy industry here in Weld County. Now, Ken Buck knows what's at stake. Darrell Glenn knows what's at stake. I believe Weld County knows what's at stake in this election. Donald Trump is here in Weld County. I support Donald Trump for president. Do you? Donald Trump will open up every industry, and especially the energy industry, for oil and gas. He'll open up the coal mines. He'll allow for businesses to hire people like me, a roustabout. How many roustabouts in the room? How many energy people in the room? Thank you for your hard work. I need to be able to provide for my family. You all need to be able to provide for your family. That way, we can secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity. Here in Weld County, we have a lot to do. We must end our dependence on foreign sources of energy. We need to end that. We need to protect our power grid. We need to build our roads and bridges. Donald Trump will make America great again. He will allow us to dream bigger and build smarter, and who knows, even send American astronauts to Mars, because it's the hard thing. Join me in electing Ken Buck, Darrell Glenn, Heidi Ganal, Vicki Marble, all the people that know about freedom and the defense of our freedom. And Donald Trump and Governor Pence need to be elected by you for next president and vice president of the United States of America. May God bless America. May God bless you. And thank you.
Folks, let me get your attention for a second. Our country faces a choice. President Obama said that those of us in Middle America cling to our Bibles and guns. Hillary Clinton said we're a basket of deplorables. When it comes to my Lord and Savior, I will cling to the Bible every day. And when it comes to protecting my family, my property, and my constitutional rights, I will cling to my guns every day. And if that makes me and us deplorable, that's okay. President Obama, hear us today. Many in this hall voted for your opponent 8 years ago, but we hoped that you, after you won, you would help heal this nation, that we would come together, that you would help us move beyond our divisions. But the truth is, we are more divided today than we were 8 years ago. Some people, because of all the mixed messages, believe that it's even okay to hurt a police officer. We stand here today to tell the world that blue lives matter. We will protect those that protect us. Jesus said, "Blessed be the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God." And who are we to say anything different? Folks, there are police officers all over. If you would please, during a break, thank the police officers that you see for their service, I would sure appreciate that. President Obama, we do not believe that you are our king. We do not believe that 5 people in black robes in Washington, D.C. can rewrite our Constitution. We do not believe that one senator named Harry Reid can hold up progress in the United States Congress. President Obama, you are not so smart, so benevolent, so thoughtful that we want to do away with our Constitution. Those in this room believe that our founding fathers created a rule book and that if you stick to the rules and you raise a family and you work hard, you should benefit from that in this country and not the other way around. Maybe, just maybe, when the elites turn on their light switch, they would show a little appreciation for the oil and gas workers and the coal workers that made that electricity possible. But they won't. And maybe, just maybe, when the elites sit down at their fancy restaurant and partake in their delicious meal, they would be appreciative of the farmers, the ranchers, and the truckers that made that meal possible. And then in 2016, along comes a man named Mr. Trump. And he sees that hardworking people are losing their jobs because illegal immigrants and employers are cheating America. And he sees that because of our trade agreements, we are losing in this country. And he stands up and he says something and he's recognized by us and he is appreciated by us. People see this difference in philosophy, but this election isn't just about a difference in philosophy. This election is about the Greek god Themis. We call her Lady Justice in this country. She stands holding a scale in her left hand and a sword in her right. Do you know the image that I'm talking about? One other important description in that image, she's blindfolded. You see, she doesn't see black or white. She doesn't see rich or poor. She doesn't see male or female. But Lady Justice may be blindfolded, but she today sees Hillary Clinton. Lady Justice knows that you can't keep an email server in your basement and hide the truth from America. Lady Justice knows that you can't lie about the murder of 4 American heroes in Benghazi. Lady Justice knows that you can't require people to donate to the Clinton Foundation before you give them special privileges at the State Department. See, Hillary Clinton thinks that if she's elected president, she's going to make history as the first woman. But the truth is that the history books will write that this is the first family in America to be a 2-impeachment family. Hillary Clinton will be the first president of the United States to wear an ankle bracelet in the Oval Office. She will have to trade in that pantsuit for an orange jumpsuit. We have a choice between lying, cheating, and incompetence and a man who will make America great again. I made my choice. My family has made our choice, and we are going to be voting for Donald Trump. He will be here in a few minutes. When Donald Trump comes up on this stage, I sure hope we give him a great Northern Colorado welcome. Let's go, folks. God bless you, and may God bless America.
At her feet was a footloose man. You can't always get what you want.
I don't, there we go. Oh, we're live. What? Whoa. All right. And I think I'm live. We'll be here in a few minutes. Okay, so Mr. Trump will be here in a few minutes. We just have word from the venue. Looks like we may get this thing started a little bit earlier. However, I think that the VIPs will have a chance to meet him first, and then he'll come on stage. So you'll probably hear from General Flynn first, and then Mr. Trump will come out shortly thereafter. Just as a reminder, we have been now at the last, I believe, 5 Trump events, yesterday and today. We'll also be live in Albuquerque tonight. If you'll tune in to that at 7 o'clock Mountain Time. We're working our butts off for you out here on the trail with only 9 days to go until the biggest election of our lifetime. So we really, really appreciate all of you. And again, we are in urgent need. I know I say this and I really hate it. I don't like asking for donations and help, but that's really the only way we can continue to do this is if you can contribute to us, because we have spent several till tens of thousands of dollars over the last 2 weeks in equipment upgrades and things such as that to be able to be at all these things without internet, because we used to have to rely on the internet venue to be able to do these things, and now we have a special little unit called the Live View thanks to you folks. So if you will, please just pitch in, contribute a little if you enjoy watching our streams, or if we've made life a little easier for you. You know, if you would like to help us out at rsbn.tv/donate. We will be live tomorrow also from both venues in Michigan. Donald Trump will speak in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Warren, Michigan tomorrow. Grand Rapids at 12 and Warren, I believe, at 3 Eastern Time. Warren just outside of Detroit. We'll be at both of those events tomorrow. You can watch it live on RSBN, and we will be there with our cameras. Our goal will be at every single event with a camera. That's the goal going forward. So please tune in. We are the only ones that show the crowd. We thank you all for your support. And we also want to remind you to tune in to RSBN on election night. We've been through this thing together since last July. Some of you have been around since last July. And I think it's important that we all end it together, win or lose. I think we're going to win, but I want to see everybody back here on election night. We've got some special stuff lined up for you, and looking forward to that. It'll be all day special election coverage on Tuesday. We'll have cameras and reporters across the country ready to bring you the latest updates, and we'll have the election results and returns live as they come in. So for now, enjoy the music while we're waiting on Trump, and then we'll see you back here after. a massive bombshell for those of you out there. Just tune in to the Drudge Report right now. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to check out the headline on Drudge Report right now. We've got a big news. The siren on the Drudge Report. Siren on the Drudge Report. The FBI has found 650,000 emails on the laptop that they have confiscated from the Weiner household. This could be absolutely huge, and the speculation, the controversy is not going away. Whether it will be resolved or not is a different story before the general election, but as far as it going away, I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon with 650,000 emails. It's a big deal when Drudge sends out a siren, folks, so go check it out. breaking in here really quickly, as I just told you about the siren on the Drudge Report just a few minutes ago. It now appears that there's more updated information on that. If you go to Drudge Report, the headlines are there right now. That apparently the FBI has found 650,000 emails now on the laptop that was confiscated from Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner's house. Also, it appears that we now have a reason why James Comey, why James Comey reopened the investigation. That there were several reasons why. According to the Daily Mail, several resignation letters from disaffected FBI agents urging him to admit that he was wrong. His wife was urging him to admit that he was wrong. And this appears to be why James Comey jumped at the chance to reopen the investigation. It does not look good for Hillary Clinton at this point. There are rumors out there everywhere, and most of them I don't believe, but several websites that I've saw have reported that Clinton could actually step down this week. I really don't think that's going to happen, but I will say that it doesn't look good for her at all. The polls that came out today are tightening, but those polls do not, most of them, reflect what happened on Friday afternoon or Friday morning early when we learned that the FBI would reopen this investigation. So just keep that in mind here. Let's see here. Anyhow, back to the news here. So this is going to be a very, very, very bad week from Hillary Clinton. And I do not think that people understand how much information is out there that WikiLeaks still has in their possession that they have not released yet. And the media is now being forced to cover this because most of it, you just can't avoid it. This is too big. And so they're forced to cover it. So anyhow, back to the music. We'll see you after the show. Check out the Drudge Report right now for the headlines and more in-depth information about this. let's see if we can get this right. That happens. We will get better at that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. So some of you in the chat room apparently were asking what would happen if Hillary were to step down, resign before the election. I can tell you what would happen if she wins the election first, if she was indicted after winning the election or even before the election. Here, Dennis Michael Lynch has a really good piece on it on his website. If you don't know Dennis Michael Lynch, you should check him out at dennismichaellynch.com, or he's on Facebook. He was the host of on Newsmax of Unfiltered, and you remember he was in the news not too long ago. Here are some facts related to that I found on his website. If Clinton is indicted before the election, okay, it's highly unlikely that it will happen because of the fact that we don't have enough time, and indictments take several weeks, months, etc. But if it did, the indictment itself would not mean that she could not run, as the indictment is only an accusation and not a conviction. Now, if she is indicted, there's no way she's going to win, and she would probably, at that point, hopefully, you would think, step down. And to my understanding, that means Tim Kaine would be the Democratic presidential nominee. That is what I understand. Now, if she steps down before the election, here's the piece that I was looking for. Should she relinquish her candidacy before the election, the Democratic National Committee has a special meeting where they could choose a new candidate. Okay, so that's where we are. But the problem with that is we're only 11 days away from an election, and there's one big problem with that. The ballot deadlines have passed in nearly every state. So basically, you have to jump through a lot of hoops to get your name on the ballot in every state. The requirements differ per state. So the Democratic leadership would then likely wage a public campaign to tell the voters that if you vote for Clinton Kaine, you're really voting for Joe Biden or whoever the candidate might be. So if Hillary steps down, the Democratic National Committee can actually have a secret meeting, and they can pick another candidate to replace Hillary on the ballot. And even though it won't be replaced, she won't be replaced on the ballot, but what will happen is that the ballot would stay the same, but they would wage a campaign basically to tell everybody, hey, a vote for Clinton Kaine on the ballot is really a vote for Joe Biden, president, and then Tim Kaine, vice president, etc. And then the electors would have to change their vote for the new ticket when they meet on December 9th, 2016. Okay? So basically, and there's an article up on DennisMichaelLynch.com. If you'll just search for what if Hillary wins the election but is indicted by the FBI, then you'll be able to see the full article. Explains quite a bit of stuff in detail here about what happens if she wins the election and is indicted before inauguration, if she wins the election and then steps down because of an indictment before the inauguration, etc. It goes on, but some interesting stuff there. So there's a lot of stuff coming out, and I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of stuff that will be out in the next few days. Monday, tomorrow could be a huge thing. I know James O'Keefe has already promised another video, and look, there's a lot of stuff coming out. It doesn't look good for her right now, I'll be honest with you. And so, nevertheless, we will be at the Trump rallies covering them, and we can all enjoy this together. Wando? But then I can't hear the music.
All right, testing 1, 1. Okay, so if you want to unmute it, it's this button right here. Hey.
this country, and I'm going to tell you, I love this sign. I got a bunch of sisters. I'm one of 9 kids, and my mother. I'll tell you what, women are for Donald Trump. Let me make sure I'll get this back to you. I mean, we just got here. Donald will be out here in a second. I just read something on the wall, and I think it's really important for this institution. So not only Colorado, but this university that's represented here. And this is the code of conduct. This is the code of conduct for this university, and I think it pertains to every single thing that's going on in our country right now that we need and that Donald Trump is going to bring. The number one thing is honesty. Honesty. I mean, I love it. Northern Colorado University's code of conduct, honesty. The second thing, and we need a lot of this, and that's trust. Trust. We need to restore trust between Washington, D.C. and the people of America, us. We need that trust returned back to us. I mean, the United States of America, God, I mean, there's such a deficit of trust, not only that, but a deficit of leadership coming out of Washington. The third thing is respect. I think we have to respect ourselves, respect for each other. One of the things that we need in this country is we need unity, and Donald Trump is bringing unity around the country everywhere he goes. The next thing is fairness, and I'll tell you, there's a sense, I mean, from the American people that we touch, and there's so many of them around this country that have touched us, and this unbelievable, just the way, the feeling that you give back to Donald Trump and our whole team is unbelievable. And then the last thing, and I think this is really important, because this is something that Hillary Clinton has not done, and that's taken responsibility for your actions. Exactly. I mean, one of the things that we want to do, I mean, hey, folks, this election is for the very heart and soul of our country, and we are going to take it back. We are going to take it back. If there's one thing that I want to see in my rearview mirror, that's Hillary Clinton and the Clinton machine. You know, and I say this, you know, as we go around, this is not so much for people like my age and above, but we know how important this is for things like the Supreme Court and all the other big issues, the lowering of taxes, all the things that Donald's going to come out here and talk about. When I look around here, and there's beautiful young children right here, there's all these young kids here. You know, thank you so much for being here. I have children, I have grandchildren. I'm standing up here today for all the children of this country, and that's what Donald Trump represents, not just for the next 4 years, but for the next 40 or for the next 400 years of this country. Our country will be great again. I want to say thank you to all of our veterans. Thank you, veterans of this country. Thank you so much. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, folks, I'll tell you what, in about one more minute, you're going to have the next president of the United States coming out here, and he's going to make America great again. Thank you so much, and God bless America.
Thank you very much. Boy, this is a great group of people. Thank you. What a great crowd. Wow, look at this. In 9 days, we are going to win the state of Colorado, and we are going to win back the White House. We are. And I must tell you, if your ballots, you got to get the ballots in. Who has sent their ballots in? Now, do you think those ballots are properly counted? Do you think? So when you send them in, do you think they're properly counted? You can check on your ballot to make sure it's counted properly. I know they're all saying, oh, of course, everything is so legitimate, everything is so... Perhaps I'm a more skeptical person, okay? Nobody's upset with that, right? I saw Obama saying the foundations of our country are based on this, but 8 years ago when he was running, he was saying that it was crooked as hell in Chicago, right? Just like he said Obamacare is wonderful. Keep your plan, keep your doctor, right? So you can get a ballot if you need it tomorrow. It's closed today, but you can get a ballot tomorrow at University Center, and you can put your ballot in. But so important, we are on the threshold of something so incredible. It's so incredible, so exciting. But you got to get those ballots. So you can go to University Center, and they'll give you a ballot, a new ballot. They'll void your old ballot. They'll give you a new ballot. And you can go out and make sure it gets in. Now, in some places, they probably do that 4 or 5 times, but we don't do that. But that's great. So by tomorrow, hopefully, almost everybody will have their ballots in. We're on the cusp of an incredible historic change that's going to transfer power from a failed political establishment, and it looks like it's failing pretty big right now, and return the power to our families, communities, and citizens. So the early voting is underway. Get those ballots in. Real change begins with immediately repealing and replacing Obamacare. What a mess. It's just been announced that the citizens of Colorado are going to experience a massive double-digit hike in their Obamacare premiums next year. Now, I know what it is, but I want everybody to have a good time, so I refuse to tell you because I don't want to ruin your evening. And by the way, this crowd, there are thousands of people outside, and you have the Denver Broncos. Your team is playing right now. You know, when I came over, I said, isn't Denver playing right now? And they said, yes. I said, do we have people? They said, Mr. Trump, this thing, you could have sold it out 3 different times. So that's great. Should we do a little shorter version so you can go home and watch football? No. I love you too. I don't know if you know, the NFL is way down in their ratings. And you know why? 2 reasons. Number 1 is this politics, they're finding, is a much rougher game than football and more exciting. And it's honestly, we've taken a lot of people away from the NFL. And the other reason is Kaepernick. And that's fine. But elect me and we will stop the horrible hikes that you're seeing with Obamacare. We will stop the Obamacare madness. 90% of Colorado counties are losing insurers next year as a result of Obamacare. Some of you are going to have one person, one group to deal with. That's not good. Good luck in the negotiation. In Minnesota, where the premium increase will be close to 60%, the Democratic governor has said the Affordable Care Act is no longer affordable. Hillary Clinton wants to double down on Obamacare, making it even more expensive. In fact, much more expensive. She also wants to raise your taxes through the roof, by the way. Lots of luck. Like taxes aren't high enough for the people of this country. I'm asking for your vote so we can replace Obamacare and save health care for every family in Colorado and in the country. And in the country. Real change also means restoring honesty to our government. My contract with the American voter begins with a plan to end government corruption. Our plan includes a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on all members of Congress. I will impose a lifetime ban on foreign lobbyists raising money for American elections. I don't want to have them raising money. Who knew they could even do that? Then you wonder why we're making bad deal with, we make all these horrible deals with other countries. People say, I wonder why. Well, take a look at that. So we will impose a ban, permanent ban on that. I want the entire corrupt Washington establishment to hear and to heed our words. Okay? Our words. When we win on November 8th, we are going to Washington, D.C., and we are going to drain the swamp. We are. We all know about Hillary's mounting legal troubles that she's brought onto herself with her willful and deliberate criminal misconduct. Hillary Clinton is not the victim, by the way. She's not the victim. You, the American people, are the victims of this corrupt system in every way. And this is your last chance to change it. I really believe this. This is your last election where you're going to have a chance. And if we don't win between Supreme Court justices and all of the other things that are going to be so important, it will be very, very sad, very, very sad. I honestly believe, and I think most of the people in this room believe, that this will be your last chance to win. And not going to happen again. And by the way, we're leading in so many polls. We're leading by 4 points in Florida. Of all people, the New York Times just put us at 4 points up in Florida, and that's low. They have lines in Florida, early voting, that are stretching 4 and 5 blocks. They never had lines before. People walk in, they vote. We're leading in Iowa. We're leading in North Carolina. We're leading in the great state of Ohio, big league. We're leading all over the place. And we're leading numerous national polls. And those polls are all before the bombshell of corruption that was additionally exposed for a second time on Friday. So this was all before the big bombshell. These polls came out. So I don't know what that's going to mean. I can tell you, I wouldn't be voting for her. We could speak for days, for weeks, months about Hillary's many crimes against this country and its people and her efforts to conceal those crimes by destroying 33,000 emails. I'll be honest. I think that Washington, D.C. sees these rallies we have, the biggest ever. It's one of the great movements of all time. Even the very dishonest media, the world's most dishonest people. They say it. It's considered one of the great political phenomena. And I will tell you, but to me, if we don't get there, if we don't win on November 8th, I don't consider it. A couple of them have said, doesn't matter. What you've done will go down in the history books. I said, maybe for you, not for me. I've spent tremendous hours and energy and tremendous amounts of money, as you know. I think I'll be in for, could be over $100 million, which is nice because that's $100 million we don't collect from donors and special interests. Where we've had tremendous support. But where we have had the best support, in all fairness, is the small donor. The $61, I think it averages something like $61. No Republican has ever been able to do that. But To me, it's an honor. Now, I'll tell you, if we lose, I will say it was the greatest waste of time, energy, and money of my lifetime. Okay? Forget going down in the history books. We're going to win. I think we're going to win. And I think when you read WikiLeaks, when you see that Podesta, I'll tell you what, I would fire him so fast. He speaks so badly about her. She's got bad instincts. I won't even say it. He says things about her that I won't say about her. Do you believe it? I would fire John Podesta so fast, whoever he is. I don't think I ever met the guy. But he says such bad things about her, and others say such bad things. It's amazing what you learn from looking. I'll tell you what, if she never heard the word email, do you think she'd be a very happy woman today? Now, it was just learned, by the way, that they found 650,000 emails on the current investigation of somebody else. You know, in the diamond business and the coal business, coal, don't worry, we're putting your miners back to work. Clean coal. They call, this could be the mother lode. You know? This could be the 33,000 that are missing. This could be the 20,000 that are missing. This could be the 15,000 that are missing. 3 weeks ago, they're missing a big box of emails. Think of it, 650,000. What do you have to do 650? Just, if you sat and did like this, 1, 2, 3, you'd be there for weeks. How can you have 650,000 emails? Anyway, they have 650,000 that they found. It was just reported. I would think they have some real bad ones, but we're going to find out. Look, hey, maybe not. Maybe not. No doubt in the next 9 days, Hillary and her special interests will say and do something to detract from her crime and to distract, and also to distract from the issues facing our country. As the Obama campaign once said, Hillary will say anything and change nothing. Now, you know who said that about her, right? That was President Obama. And you remember, you know, she's supposed to be, everything's so nice, they're hugging and they're kissing. And by the way, President Obama should not be focused on Hillary Clinton getting elected. He should be focused on bringing your jobs back, on beating ISIS. And for years I've heard the nastiest quote. It was a quote that if you can't control your own house, you have no right essentially to be in the White House, right? And I said, what a nasty quote. I would never say that quote. I would be so badly criticized for that. And then I found out 3 days ago, Michelle Obama was the one that said it about Hillary when they ran against Hillary. And then, you saw this with Biden. You know, tough guy. He's a tough guy. He's so tough that he's doing a great job in defeating ISIS, isn't he? He's doing a great job in negotiating the Iran deal, right? They laugh at us. But he called me to the back of the gym. I dream about that. I dream about it. But, you know what I do like this? Watch. And he's down. He would go down so fast. But somebody said something today that was very interesting. They said, you know, he made that statement, I'd like to take him to the back of the gym. I wish he talked that way to ISIS, right? So I'd like to take him to the back of the gym. And somebody said, and you know, the announcers, these crooked people back here, they're disgusting. No, they were all saying, oh, what a wonderful statement. Oh, it was so wonderful the way he said that. Oh, isn't that great? Now, if I would have said, I'd like to take Biden to the back of the gym, they'd say, he's a bully. he's a mean, horrible man, right? He's a horrible man. But with Biden, they thought it was so nice. One person even said, that was so cute. Oh, boy. Folks, we better win on November 8th. We better win. Got to get rid of this crew. You know, Hillary said that she was going to make him Secretary of State. Now he turned it down. The guy's exhausted. But he's almost as tired as she is, but not quite. But she said he was going to be Secretary of State. So they called, do you have a comment? I said, yeah. These are the guys that have been raising taxes. These are the guys that came up with Obamacare. These are the guys that can't beat ISIS. These are the guys that are letting drugs pour into our country. We have no borders. We have no anything. Murder rate is the highest it's been in 45 years. Who the hell wants him as Secretary of State? These people are there. We want to have fresh, strong, smart, tough people, but people with heart. We want people with heart. In any, I will continue to address and expose the criminal corruption of Hillary Clinton and its threat to the survival of our democracy. But I also want to spend these next 9 days with the wonderful people of this country talking about my vision for making America great again. And let's talk positive. Let's talk positive. I'm starting to think we'll go positive because, you know, it's all, you know, bad borders, our military is depleted, everything. Let's talk about fixing our military, fixing our border. We're going to talk positive. At the core of my contract is my plan to bring back jobs. Right now, 70 million American women and children live in poverty or near the brink of poverty. 43% of African American school-aged children live in poverty. 34% of Hispanic school-aged children live in poverty. There are 40,000 homeless veterans, our great people. Do we have any veterans in the audience? Yeah, a lot. 40,000 homeless. Yet we spend hundreds of billions of dollars providing benefits to illegal immigrants. We take care, in many cases, of illegal immigrants, more so than we take care of our great veterans that let us be here. We have a story, there was a story over the weekend, you probably saw it, a veteran. He lives out of a dumpster. He gets his food from a dumpster. And he was a great veteran, a brave veteran, and he lives out of a dumpster. We're not going to have that, folks. We're not going to have it. And Hillary Clinton said, the Veterans Administration is doing just fine. It's not. People are waiting in line for 2 weeks before they can even, people are dying waiting online for a simple prescription or procedure. It's terrible. So we're going to take care of our veterans, and the veterans know it, and we are overwhelming. They do polls of the veterans. We are overwhelming, and we're going to follow through, unlike these politicians for so many years. Hillary's refugee plan would cost $400 billion. That's enough to rebuild the inner cities of America. It's time to put America first. As your president, I will go into the poorest communities and work on a national plan for revitalization. We will replace decades of failure with generations of success. We will bring prosperity to our poorest communities and neighborhoods, safety to our most dangerous areas, and hope to those places which have not known hope in a very, very long time. And to the African American community that lives, so many, in these inner cities, we're going to help. It's unsafe. You can't walk to the store and get a loaf of bread. You get shot. It's unsafe. The education's no good. And there are no jobs. And I always say it. I say, give me a chance. What do you have to lose? Give me a chance. The Democrats have been running this thing for up to 100 years, uninterrupted. And all they do is they want your vote, and then they'll say, thanks a lot, see you in 4 years. They don't do a damn thing. So to the African Americans out there that are watching on television and in the room, I say, give me a chance. I will not disappoint you. America has lost, thank you, 1/3 of its manufacturing jobs since Bill Clinton signed NAFTA. By the way, the worst trade bill ever signed in history. America has lost, listen to this, 70,000 factories since China entered the World Trade Organization under the Bill and Hillary-backed disaster. Colorado lost more than 100,000 manufacturing jobs since Clinton's NAFTA and China's trade deals went into effect. We're living through the single greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. What the world has done to us because of stupid, corrupt politicians. What the world has done to us. A Trump administration will stop another disaster which will come about if I'm not president. The Trans-Pacific Partnership. Renegotiate NAFTA, we have to. And we are going to stand up to China on its currency manipulation. And I've done so much business with China. We're going to be fine with China. Problem with China, they have no respect for our country. They have no respect for our president. They'll respect us again. In the meantime, they're building a massive fortress in the middle of the South China Sea. So they take our money, they take our jobs, they make everything for us. We bring it in, no tax, no nothing. And yet it's almost impossible for us to do business over there. I don't know if you know. It's not a two-list guy, this big guy with a cowboy hat, right? Nah. Big, good-looking guy. And I like him. You know why? He's a serious supporter, right? He's my guy. But it's like a one-way street, whether it's China, Mexico. It's just boom. Everything goes in. They get everything. We get nothing. We get unemployment. We get closed factories. It's going to stop. And it's so easy. It's so easy. Because your politicians have never told you what to do. When they leave and they fire everybody and they go to, let's say, Mexico, they make their air conditioners or their cars or whatever they make, and we charge them now nothing. So they make them, they send them, but we have unemployment and closed factories. Now, when I tell them before they leave, listen, folks, please don't leave. They'll say, no, sir, we're leaving. I say, well, here's the story. You want to leave, you want to play cool. So you go ahead and leave, enjoy your factory in Mexico. It's a little hot, but that's okay. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. But every time you make an air conditioning unit carrier who left Indianapolis, every time you make an air conditioning unit and you think you're going to sell it into our country tax-free, not going to happen anymore. No more. 35% tax. 35% tax. And you know what's going to happen? When they hear that, they're not leaving, folks. And for the few companies that might want to take a chance, that's okay. We're going to make a lot of money, okay? It's okay. Do you agree with that, right? You know how many companies we've lost? We're losing all these companies. As we're standing here today, you have people, the leaders of your companies, negotiating to leave Colorado and to leave Ohio and to leave Pennsylvania and North Carolina and Wyoming. Oh, those Wyoming is going to love me. They love a thing called clean coal in Wyoming, right? Wyoming. Great place. Tell your friends in Wyoming the miners go back to work, okay? Will you do that? All right, tell them. The miners are going back to work in Wyoming and in West Virginia and in Ohio. And by the way, the steel workers too. We're going to lower taxes on American business from 35% to 15%. We're going to cut taxes for the middle class families by hundreds of billions of dollars a year. Middle class families have been hurt so badly, like the forgotten people. They're like the forgotten people, not anymore. And we'll end the war on American energy. Hillary Clinton has said, by the time we get through all of my conditions, I do not think there will be any places in America where fracking will continue to take place. I mean, fracking is actually not as new as people think, but essentially it's a new technology, and it's had an unbelievable impact. And we have under our feet so much wealth. Don't forget, we have $20 trillion. We've got to pay it off. And we have so much wealth. And we want, and you know, environmentally, I've received many environmental awards, but I want crystal clear, crystal clean water, right? I want such clean air. I want that air to be clean. And I want safety. Other than that, folks, that's what I want. We want water, we want air, and we want safety. You see this new pact that Obama made, where we're paying billions and billions and billions of dollars, and I don't think they have any idea where it's even going, global warming pact. And all it does is make it impossible for our businesses to compete. So we'll make a couple of little changes when we get in. Hillary Clinton also wants to put your miners out of work. My administration will put the miners back to work, and we will unleash the power of clean coal, oil, natural gas, and shale energy. We will become a rich nation once again. But to be a rich nation, we must also be a safe nation. Hillary wants a 550% increase in Syrian refugees over and above the thousands that are already coming in under Obama. When I'm elected president, we will suspend the Syrian refugee program, and we will keep radical Islamic terrorists the hell out of our country. Sorry. A Trump administration will also secure and defend the borders of the United States. And yes, we will build a wall, and yes, Mexico will pay for the wall. They will pay for the wall. Crooked Hillary has pledged open borders, which means there goes your country, and she supports sanctuary cities. No longer, folks. But she wants open borders. You saw that during the debate. WikiLeaks got her again. She never talked open borders. She wants open borders. We could have 600 million people pour into our country. Think of it. Once you have open borders like that, you don't have a country anymore. Countless Americans are killed by illegal immigrants because our government won't do its job. Here in Colorado, Detective, who you know, Donnie Young, and Detective John Bishop were providing security at a baptism when they were ambushed by an illegal immigrant who had multiple prior run-ins with law enforcement, a very bad actor. The illegal immigrant shot and killed Detective Young and wounded Detective Bishop. The perpetrator was a known gang member and a person that people that knew him begged, get him out of our country or incarcerate him. But it was too late. Also, here in Colorado, Patricia Gunthorpe and Deborah Serecki, along with a small toddler, were killed by an illegal immigrant who had been arrested 16 times by 7 different police departments throughout the state of Colorado. When I become president, this crime wave will end, and it will end very quickly. Ends very quickly. You ought to go take a look at the Remembrance Project. These are people whose children and sisters and brothers, and everybody, I'm just so sad to see. I've gotten very friendly with a lot of them. They're unbelievable. In the most cases, parents, where young children were killed. So many of them. We will end illegal immigration, deport all criminal illegal immigrants, and save American lives. We will save American lives. Under Hillary Clinton, when she was Secretary of State, when they caught an illegal criminal, could be a murderer, could be a drug pusher, could be a bad gang member, they would bring them back to their country, and their country, very smart, would say, we don't want them, we're not taking them back. So they'd bring them back into the United States because they'd call her and they'd say, meaning her people, bring them back, bring them back. We don't want. So they're now all over our country. I guarantee you, whether it's 4 years or 8 years, that won't happen one time. When we bring them back, they take them. We'll also repeal the Obama-Clinton defense sequester and rebuild our badly depleted military. In addition to General Flynn, we have the endorsements. How good is General Flynn? Is he good? We have the endorsements of over 200 admirals and generals and 22 Medal of Honor recipients. Great people. Gotten to know a lot of them. Our Air Force is the smallest and oldest that it's ever been. It's the smallest and oldest. We will rebuild our Air Force with new modern planes, and we will also invest in the space technology and crucial work being done at Buckley Air Force Base. We'll step it up. We also need a new foreign policy that puts America first, finally. Hillary brought disaster to Iraq, Syria, Libya. She empowered Iran, and she unleashed ISIS in the vacuum. In the vacuum. Hillary failed our Washington. I mean, if you take a look, our Washington establishment has failed. They've spent $6 trillion on wars in the Middle East. And now the Middle East, as far as we're concerned and as far as humanity is concerned, it's in far worse shape than it's ever been. You go back 15 years ago, there was nothing like this. So we spent $6 trillion. We could have rebuilt our country 2 or 3 times over. And the Middle East is in far worse shape and far more dangerous. We have the Great Migration, all of the problems. Look at what's happening to Germany. Look at what's happening to France, Paris, Nice. $6 trillion and we're in much worse shape. Think of it. Could have rebuilt our country. They've dragged us into foreign wars that have made us less safe and that we don't win. They have left our borders wide open at home, and they've shipped our jobs and wealth to other countries. To all Americans, I say it is time now, finally, for new leadership. Hillary wants to raise your taxes to almost 50%. I'm lowering your taxes, big league. My contract calls for the biggest tax cut since Ronald Reagan. Hillary opposes school choice and wants federal bureaucrats to make education choices instead of parents. My contract guarantees school choice and puts a rapid end to Common Core. We're bringing our education local. Hillary Clinton oversaw massive cuts to the military budget and said the problems at the VA are not widespread. 22 suicides a day. Nobody even believes that number. 22. There were 2 numbers I couldn't believe. When I hear 70,000 factories gone, it doesn't sound like it's possible. 70,000. And the other one I can't believe, 22 suicides a day. The vets. And a lot of that is because of lack of service, lack of whatever it takes, lack of care. My contract reverses the defense cuts, rebuilds our military when we need it almost as badly as ever before, and gives veterans the right to see the doctor of their choice. Hillary Clinton attacks the integrity of police officers. She attacks the integrity of police officers. My contract calls for funding, training, and supporting the incredible men and women of law enforcement. Hillary Clinton wants to release more violent offenders from prison and, frankly, from other countries as they illegally enter. My contract calls for a national plan to reduce violent crime and treats safety as a civil right. Our murder rate is the highest it's been in 45 years. Hillary wants to effectively abolish the Second Amendment. I was endorsed. Oh, that's right. That's right. The response in Colorado, that's a bigger response than I usually get. That's a big response. So I got the earliest endorsement ever from the National Rifle Association, the NRA. We're going to save your Second Amendment. We are going to save your Second Amendment. You don't have to worry about it. My contract calls for saving the Second Amendment and protecting the right to keep and bear arms. Very important. Hillary wants immediate amnesty, open borders, and virtually unlimited immigration from the most dangerous regions in the world. My plan ends illegal immigration and suspends immigration from terror-prone regions. Now, I have to tell you, we're going to have the wall. We need it. We're going to have the strong border. But we're going to have big, beautiful doors in the wall. And people are going to come into our country, and they're going to be proud to come in. And they're going to come in on merit. We're going to also take people on merit. People that can help us grow the country. Great people. But I just want to let you know, people will enter and come into our country. People that you'll love and people that will love you. But they will come into our country legally, okay? And we're going to speed up the process. We're going to very, very strongly speed up the process because it's forever. And it's very unfair. You know, when you have people that are in line for 10 years, you can't get in. And then you have somebody crosses the border and you're supposed to do that. Who's that? Oh, you know what I'm talking about, Father, right? I love Father. What is your name, Father? Father Andre. Does anyone know Father Andre? I've heard about Father Andre. Thank you, Father Andre. So we want to speed up that process and make it a fair process. Hillary wants radical judges who will impose their personal opinions from the bench. My contract calls for the appointment of judges who uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. And those are your federal judges, but justices also of the Supreme Court of the United States. Great, great people we're going to appoint and great intellect. Hillary wants to go even further than Obama on illegal executive actions. I will terminate every single illegal Obama executive order and will restore the constitutional law. I will restore the constitutional law to this country. Finally, Hillary wants us to think small, wants us to believe things can change, and wants our lives to revolve around Washington, D.C. I am asking you to dream big, to push for bold change, and to believe in a movement powered by the people and by their love of our country. Thank you. Thank you. Is there any place better to be than a Trump rally in all fairness? Right? No place. And even with your Broncos playing, this is really good. And John Elway's a very good guy, by the way. I played golf with John Elway quite a while ago. I want to tell you something in case you didn't know it. Oh, it's a mosquito. I never liked mosquitoes. I like them even less now. But I played golf with John Elway, and I will tell you something you will not be surprised at. He hits the hell out of the ball. He is long. He's got a thing called club head speed. But who would be surprised at that? But he's a great guy. He's done a great job. I've been very lucky. I've led a great life. Now I want to give back to the country, which has been so good to me. I've spent a career finding the untapped potential in projects and in people. Everywhere I look in this country, all I see is untapped potential, waiting to be set free. I'm tired of politicians telling Americans to defer their dreams to another day when they really mean to another decade. America is tired of waiting. The moment is now. It's not going to happen again. All we have to do is stop believing in our failed politicians and start believing in each other and in our country, which is so amazing. There is no challenge too great, no dream outside of our reach. Don't let anyone tell you it can't be done. It can. And I know it so well. And don't forget, I spent my life on the other side. I was an insider. I was maybe the ultimate insider. I know them. I understand the game. But I also looked across and I said, our country is dying. We can't continue to lose almost $800 billion a year on bad trade deals that are there because of political interests, because of donors and special interests, because of campaign contributions. They don't care about the country. But we can't continue to make deals like that horrible Iran deal where we give them $150 billion back. Or where we give them $1.7 billion in cash. And then they humiliate us by taking our 10 sailors and all sorts. And they would have kept them except that the money started pouring in 2 days later. So I saw what was happening and I said, I love our country too much. Not that this is easy. I could be home very much enjoying watching the Denver game. I could be very much enjoying myself sitting in New York or Florida or wherever I'm sitting, watching the Denver game, right? As an example. But we had to do this. And again, and I say it once more, there has never been in this country, Bill O'Reilly, smart guy, tough guy, he said, the single greatest political phenomena that he's witnessed in his lifetime. We don't want to blow it on November 8th. We don't want to blow it. Get out and vote. The future lies with the dreamers, not the cynics and the critics. Hillary has been there for 30 years, and she has accomplished nothing. She's just made things worse. She's the candidate of yesterday. We're the movement of the future. We are. Our movement represents all Americans from all backgrounds and all walks of life. We are asking for the votes of Republicans, Democrats, independents, and first-time voters. We're asking for the vote of every American who believes truth and justice, not money and power, should rule the day. We are fighting for every citizen who believes that government should serve the people, not the donors and not the special interests. We are fighting to unlock the potential of every American community and every American family who hope and pray and yearn for a better future. With your vote, and we are just 9 days away from the change you've been waiting for your entire life, we will win. Together, we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Colorado. God bless you, everybody. God bless you. Get out and vote. Get those ballots in. University Center tomorrow. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Joe Seals here at the RSBN Studios here in Auburn. We're going to play an interview next with Trump campaign manager Kellyanne Conway coming up next. I just wanted to tell everybody thank you so much for tuning in, watching our stream tonight. Lots of breaking news happening out there. You need to keep it tuned to sources like the Drudge Report, Breitbart, Gateway Pundit, Conservative Treehouse, Reddit, The Donald. All these people are pretty much the only news sources you can count on these days. So keep it tuned to these new media outlets. Please donate to us. We need the help so badly. If you could donate to us at rsbn.tv/donate, we would really appreciate it. We are also at the Albuquerque rally. We are just burning the trail up, man. We are everywhere. We'll be at the Albuquerque rally coming up at 7 o'clock Mountain Time in a couple hours. You don't want to miss that one. It's at a hangar, and we're testing new technology there. Hopefully it'll be right. Thank you, everybody, for all your help. We're going to play an interview now with Kellyanne Conway, the Trump campaign manager, so everybody stay tuned and check that out.
Happy Sunday. My name is Boris Epstein. I'm here with Trump Tower Live, and we have Kellyanne Conway, the Trump campaign manager. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
What a wonderful day it is. What a great place to be here in Trump Tower. Beautiful backdrop. So, 9 days to go. How do you feel this race is going, and what are you looking for from the next 9 days?
The race is clearly going in the Trump-Pence direction, and even before the explosive revelations on Friday that FBI Director Comey would have this separate investigation that's ongoing, we were already winning. If you look at what a great week Mr. Trump was having, he's out there talking about Obamacare. When he goes into a state, no matter where it is, he quotes to them what their premium increase is expected to be. And you have so many Americans now opening up their mailboxes, clicking onto their computers and realizing that they're going to have some tough decisions to make about everyday affordability. Do I buy certain food? Do I keep paying for these explosive healthcare premiums under Obamacare? Or do I pay the rent or the tuition? And so it's a perfect storm, really, of the Obamacare premiums rising and also people feeling less safe, less secure, less prosperous than they did 8 years ago or so. And so we were already winning. If you look at the closing of the polls, the ABC News Washington Post poll 1 week ago today showed us down 12 points. We're now down 1 point, an 11-point swing in just a week. That tells you about the momentum and the enthusiasm. And in that same ABC News Washington Post poll, I should mention, on the question of who understands the problems of people like you, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are virtually tied. That's a measurement that Mitt Romney lost 82 to 18 to Barack Obama.
As you're looking at the next week, 9 days really, until the election, a lot of the narrative from the left has been there's no pathway to victory. But as we've talked, obviously, before, there are about 4 or 5 of those. What are you looking at some of the more straightforward paths to victory for Trump-Pence?
So our core 4 has always been Ohio, Iowa, North Carolina, and Florida.
Right.
Then we add on a combination of Nevada, New Hampshire, Maine, too. Or we're going to be back in Pennsylvania this week a few times. Breaking news, the next First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump, will be delivering a speech.
That's big.
Campaigning in suburban Philadelphia on Thursday. I'm thrilled. And then, of course, we're going to Pennsylvania. You see President Bill Clinton in Pennsylvania these past couple of days. You see the Clinton campaign worried about Wisconsin. They're going back up there with ads in true blue state Wisconsin. And, of course, we'll be protecting Arizona, Georgia. And then we're in Colorado. We're in New Mexico today, Michigan tomorrow. So we're leaving nothing to chance. We see these tightening polls in some of these states for us where Hillary Clinton just can't get past that nagging ceiling of 46%. We believe these late in the game deciders will break towards Donald Trump. They're against the status quo. They want change and a new direction. They'll go for Donald Trump.
Well, some of the key numbers, right? Over 70% of Americans don't trust Hillary Clinton. That number has to go up now with the news that came out on Friday. Over 70% of Americans don't trust the media, and that's why we're taking the message directly to you, the voters. And then over 70% of Americans want change. So put all those together.
That's a lot of compelling evidence that points in the direction of a President Trump and a Vice President Pence. And you're right, at some level, this election, as complicated and as long as it seems, it actually is very simple. It's still about change versus more of the same. It's still about taking the country in a new and different direction versus adhering to the status quo. It's still about an outsider disruptor, successful businessman, turning the insider system on its head in Washington, D.C., and defeating a very typical, if not crooked politician, Hillary Clinton.
What do you think of the Clinton camp's response to the news from Friday? Now they're trying to attack Director Comey. they're really just completely spinning out of control. But what do you think?
Yes, their response is very confounding to me. It's a little bit confusing to the voters. It's confounding to me because they're shooting the messenger as they always do. But Hillary Clinton is at her best when she can attack the vast right-wing conspiracy or the RNC or the Trump campaign for saying something. This is the FBI, and it's the same FBI director that they were praising for his result in July, even as they were attacking him for having the large press statement out there. And then, of course, 2 days later on July 7th of this year, Boris, testifying under oath to Congress, telling Chairman Trey Gowdy, well, Hillary said there was one device. No, there were multiple devices. Was there confidential information, national security, classified information? Yes, there was. Totally undercutting Hillary Clinton's own words and totally undercutting Jim Comey's own conclusion that he would not press forward with charges, basically telling us all, here's the evidence, but the conclusion doesn't match it. So I think he put himself in a terrible position. And had he sat on this new information, he would have been impacting the election results because we have a right to know if there's more there.
What do you think of their premise now in this push for Director Comey and the FBI to release these emails? Sort of seems a little bit disingenuous, right?
It's very disingenuous. First of all, it's laughable that Hillary Clinton would be calling for transparency and honesty and immediacy and full disclosure. She's had such a problem with that. We're having this conversation. Jim Comey's having this conversation about Hillary Clinton, about transparency and full disclosure to begin with, because Hillary Clinton flouted the law many, many years ago and set up her own private server and then hid 33,000 emails, deleted them, bleached them, failed to disclose 17,000 additional. It turns out only Abedin, her closest advisor, she says her second daughter, frankly, her surrogate daughter, failed to disclose all of her devices and all of the emails contained on them. That's why we're back in this situation, because Hillary Clinton has always had a problem with transparency, disclosure, and the truth. The other thing is, people should remember why we're at this point. It's because Huma Abedin's husband is under a different federal investigation for sending pictures of his private parts to a 15-year-old girl in North Carolina. This is not some cooked-up conspiracy by the Trump campaign or the Republican National Committee. This is of their own doing. And let me tell you something in the rest of America right now. Hillary Clinton can put it all to rest at this moment, Boris, if she would just ask Huma Abedin what's in the emails that was on your private laptop in your home, to which your husband, under federal investigation for being a pedophile, they could just tell us now what's on those emails.
As you look at the issues America is really responding to in those rallies, Mr. Trump, I had the pleasure of traveling with him on Thursday, and they were responding the most, actually, they were obviously very excited about the prospect of him being president, also very down on Hillary Clinton, but I've noticed that they're responding positively to some of the specifics. So what are some of those specifics that you've seen the biggest response to from the crowd, but also just overall the voters?
And I think one of the most undercovered stories of this election, Boris, is how specific Mr. Trump has been in offering these policy prescriptions and solutions at his rallies, and how non-specific Hillary and Cain have been. They basically say, go look at our website, read our new book, Stronger Together. You shouldn't have to read a book or click onto a website to know how these people feel. So if you listen to Trump, he says, I'm going to repeal and replace Obamacare. He's very specific about it. You'll be able to compete across state lines the way you could if you wanted to buy auto insurance or other goods and services. He will do away with the Obamacare penalty that many people are paying for refusing to buy government-run health care. That would go away immediately.
Which could be thousands of dollars a year.
Thousands of dollars to individuals, really sending a lot of folks into economic tailspins on that. He also would allow you to have health savings accounts, which is a free market solution to government-run health care, where you have more control over what you spend and how you spend it on your own health care decisions, the most intimate part of your life, perhaps. He also would block grant Medicaid to the states. He also would have this patient-centric free market system of healthcare reform that many experts say is a much better way to go than simply shoehorning people and hurting these providers. You see Aetna, United Healthcare, and other major providers pulling out of the state exchanges, claiming billions of dollars in losses because they simply cannot sustain themselves within these systems. You also see in some of these counties, in the swing states, in some of the 35 or 40 swing counties that will decide the next president of the United States, Boris, that they're down to one or two providers. I mean, this is not the free market. This is not the capitalist system that people want. When you're dealing with something as intimate, as personal, and as, frankly, life and death as your health insurance, then why in the world would you have one or two? I mean, are we shopping in a Soviet Safeway here? Or are we trying to buy our health insurance?
And That's what Obama promised, right? Barack Obama said that.
Oh, keep your doctor if you want to keep your doctor.
And premiums won't go up.
It's a big fat lie. It's a big fat lie. Jonathan Gruber knew that this was a way to get us toward the socialist idea of a single-payer system. Hillary Clinton's in a very tough spot, and she ought to own Obamacare or she ought to be forced to disavow it. Is she going for Obamacare 3.0, which is fewer providers, fewer choices, lower quality, higher costs, exploding premiums? Or is she trying to thread the needle and pretend to the Bernie Sanders voters who still don't like her or trust her that she would bring us to a single-payer system, much the way Bernie Sanders wanted?
Well, we know what Bill Clinton thinks about Obamacare, right?
We know. He says it's the craziest thing he's ever seen.
Right.
The craziest thing I've ever seen is with 9 days to go, Hillary Clinton attacking Jim Comey, not having much of a message. Listen, we were already winning before Friday's revelations. The polls were already trending that way. Look at the ABC News tracking poll. Look at our statewide polls internally. This just sealed the deal because Hillary Clinton is not known for her resilience, her nimbleness. There's never a plan B with her. It was reported this week in the Washington Free Beacon that Hillary Clinton had spent tens of thousands of dollars 2 years before the election to find out what she believes, who she is, what her core is, and how to convey it to we the people. This is not somebody who's going to have a plan B waiting in the wings if in the eventuality that FBI Director Comey reopened or conducted a separate investigation into her emails, her crookedness, her private server, her furtiveness in hiding these emails.
Well, we also know now that the Hillary Clinton State Department spent $5.4 million on crystal stemware.
That's right.
No bid contracts. So the money goes everywhere.
Unbelievable. It goes everywhere. And by the way, it's your money and my money. It is the American people's money. You have American families truly struggling to pay the bills, and these people are paying gazillions of dollars in stemware, unnecessary travel, and frankly, State Department employees at the very top, Uma Abedin, Doug Tenio on the outside, making sure that Bill Clinton is making $66 million and making sure that the State Department is acting as this pass-through door for pay-to-play, foreign nations getting first dibs on meetings with Secretary Clinton, then giving money to the Clinton Foundation, which, by the way, I'd like to remind everybody, pays its men much more handsomely than it pays its women. So much for fighting for women and children equal pay. Hillary Clinton paid women less in her Senate office. She paid women less as Secretary of State, and she pays women less at the Clinton Foundation. As all of our grandmothers told us a long time ago, watch what I do, not what I say.
That's right. Well, as we wrap up, a couple of things on the numbers. How's the early voting going so far?
Early voting is tremendous. In places like North Carolina and Florida, I just was looking at the RNC results. The RNC gives us a report every day or every other day. Really remarkable returns on the investments that the RNC and the Trump campaign has made for us on absentee balloting, early voting program. We see, and frankly, Mitt Romney won North Carolina by a little bit, but he was trailing in the early vote, and he won the day of vote. Big league. And the same thing happened to Tom Tillis, who defeated Democratic incumbent Senator Kay Hagan in 2014 in North Carolina. Tillis was way behind in the early voting, beat her on Election Day handily, and won the seat. In Florida, we like where we are relative to 2012. Same thing in Ohio, same thing in Iowa. And actually, when you see where we're putting Mr. Trump and Governor Pence in this last week, travel-wise, they were deploying our best assets, the two of them. You see that we're also doing it in states where we like the returns and where we like where the numbers are headed.
So, and then as we wrap up, I'm sure the viewers, the voters want to know, if you compare what you're hearing about the Clinton campaign versus what we know about our campaign, right? Which campaign is having more fun?
Oh, that's not even a close call. Donald Trump and the Trump campaign are having far more fun, I think, particularly this weekend, when you see them in a tailspin over the FBI investigation into Uma Abedin's emails. We're actually, and I think part of the reason we're having fun, too, is this is not a typical campaign. It's a movement, and it's a movement for the people, by the people, and of the people. When you go to these Trump rallies, as you have, Boris, and you see the people who have been there for 7 or 8 hours, they just want to be part of it. They feel like he's doing this for them. It makes me very emotional to talk to the people, and I go around the crowds, I take pictures of them, I just talk to them. Kinston, North Carolina on Wednesday night, a town of, I'm told, a very small town. We show up at a hangar. I ask the people in the front row or second row, what time did you arrive to be in the front row? 7, 8 hours before. They take the day off from work. They take the day off from school just to say they were there when he was there, just to be part of something bigger than them. And it's those people that give Mr. Trump oxygen, and it's those people that keep me going as the campaign manager. This is a movement for them. Many of the people feel like it is their last hope, and we're not going to let them down. 9 days from now, we will have one, and 10 days from now, we will be celebrating a victory with everyone. No one individual will own this victory. Not Donald Trump, not me, not you. It belongs to the people.
Absolutely. Kellyanne Conway, campaign manager for Trump Pence. Thank you so much for joining
Thank you.
us.
It's a
I'm
pleasure.
Boris Epstein signing off. Happy Sunday. My name is Boris Epstein. I'm here with Trump Tower Live, and we have Kellyanne Conway, the Trump campaign manager. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
What a wonderful day it is. What a great place to be here in Trump Tower. Beautiful backdrop. So, 9 days to go. How do you feel this race is going, and what are you looking for from the next 9 days?
Boris, the race is clearly going in the Trump-Pence direction, and even before the explosive...
Boris Epstein and Kellyanne Conway of the Trump campaign talking earlier today in Trump Tower. Now we're going to send... Look, we're new at this. We're trying to learn it, okay? We're going to send you live right now to the Donald Trump rally in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where our own Brad Savage is standing by. Apparently it doesn't exist, the stream, but I think we got it here. And so we'll be bringing you that here shortly. The quality will improve. We got to turn on the low lux setting there for the lights, but you're looking live right now at Albuquerque, New Mexico. Well, Donald Trump will hold a rally next. We are expecting him to arrive about a little after 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time for those on the East Coast. So another couple hours we have. This obviously will not be the stream that we will carry it on. You can go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/rightsideradio. I'm not sure why it's still Right Side Radio. We'll have to change that. Or you can go to our website at rsbn.tv, where we appreciate everybody hanging out there in the chat room at the Discuss Comments section. We've got some good moderators there. And, you know, folks, this has really been a cool experience for us. I'm just going to tell you, this company started with just me and one other guy in a bedroom in Pensacola, Florida. And then it's now become a household name amongst Trump supporters, and we are at every single Donald Trump rally. And this has just been a really cool experience. And I want to thank the moderators, everybody who has been taking part in this experience with us over the last year and a half or so, and we couldn't be more humbled and honored to be a part of all this. This is really cool to be able to do this and to learn all the technology and all that good stuff. You saw Donald Trump's speeches today in Las Vegas, and then we just wrapped up in Greeley, Colorado, and now we're back here in Albuquerque, and we'll be back here tonight at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Actually, we'll start the stream here in just a few moments on our channel page. If you want to switch over to that stream, moderators can post the link in the chat room. Please donate to us at rsbn.tv/donate. We could really use your help after a heck of a week. We had a really heck of a week last week. You know, we had some internet issues last week. We went through some stuff, but we upgraded our equipment, and I think things have been going a lot smoother this week, and we'll continue into the next week. We're in the home stretch here, so we're going to be at every single event, and we're going to be there for you all the way. Don't forget to tune in on election night to see our live coverage of the election returns. We should know something pretty early on in the night, whether it's going to be a good night or a bad night, and I think it's going to be a good night. So from Albuquerque, signing off, Joe Seals here for RSBN. Tune into the other stream now. We'll carry it live starting in about 5 minutes.